Hey, welcome to World Entertainment, and we have an interesting story here about James Gunn, that he's ending rumours about Robert Pattinson and Grant Gustin's DCU inclusion, and he's defending writer Christina Hodson, who of course is going to be writing Batman Brave and the Bold. This article is hilarious because it starts off with you're going to see like praising the guy, but also shitting on the guy. It's like, wait, what? It's hilarious. But, of course, the question was, is Grant Gustin going to return as the Flash for the DCU? Is Robert Pattinson actually just going to become the DCU's Batman? And, of course, there is that big backlash to the Flash, Birds of Prey, and, of course, the cancelled Batgirl writer Christina Hodson taking over to write Batman, because that's what you want to do with someone who has cost the studio nothing but hundreds of millions of dollars. But let's dive into this, because brace yourself for how this article starts. There's no doubting James Gunn's talents as a filmmaker and as a studio boss. The Superman Helmer has been doing right by the DCU, and then they include this. It's early days, of course, but he's developing an exciting slate of projects even after a few failed starts.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
So you just said he is perfect as the DCU studio boss. He's doing right by the studio, but it is early days, and he's failed with the start of the DCU.
Serious?
Is that just like the weirdest start to an article you've ever heard, or what? He's great. He's shit at the moment, but he's great. It's like, whoa. So Gunn's social media presence often raises eyebrows, not necessarily because of what he does say, but because of what he doesn't. The DC Studios co-CEO is quick to debunk some rumours and silly fan theories, but stays silent on much bigger stories, often frustrating fans. Now, the way they could be looking at that is something I've said, where he's debunked the casting announcement for Wonder Woman in Man of Tomorrow, but has not debunked that she will appear in that movie. So I think they're talking about that happening. So that's been the case with The Brave and the Bold, for example. Gunn has admitted that figuring out Batman is a challenge and acknowledged that he won't put two movies about the Caped Crusader in theaters at the same time. When it comes to the creative team though, Gunn has remained fairly evasive. Recently, the trades report that Harley Quinn, the Birds of Prey, and the Flash writer Christina Hodson is working on the script for The Brave and the Bold. The news received a mixed response from fans. No, it was outright hatred, especially as her last DC movie, Batgirl, was deemed unwatchable and was scrapped. Responding to a fan on Trades today, Gunn said, "The universe is rife with incorrect information about The Brave and the Bold on every level. I will only say anyone maligning Christina Hodgson's screenwriting skills has almost certainly never read an actual screenplay by Christina Hodgson. She's one of the writers who was with us early in the DCU planning stages. I don't think you can judge my writing based on films others directed as massive liabilities or something taken." What? What the hell is he talking about? I don't think you can judge my writing based on films others directed as massive liabilities are sometimes taken. What the hell is that supposed to mean? By the way, him now confirming that she's worked on the planning stages for this. It's probably why the planning stages for the DCU was god-awful gobbledygook dog shit, like The Authority and stuff, and Booster Gold. Like, are you kidding me? So, is he saying that the Flash's Andy Muschietti and Batgirl's directors were the problem? That seems odd when Gunn has hailed The Flash as one of the greatest superhero movies ever made, and the other two dudes Ms. Marvel work earned widespread acclaim. Another fan pushed Gunn on the odds of Robert Pattinson playing the DCU's Batman in any form, even a variant, to which Gunn simply responded no. As for whether the Flash TV show's Grant Gustin could come on board as the big screen's Barry Allen, the filmmaker and studio executive bluntly replied, "It happened on TV for 9 seasons." That certainly didn't stop the Peacemaker cast from reprising their respective roles in the DCU. So what you're seeing there, like, again, I've said this before, you have to hear and listen to the way he says things. So, hey, could Grant Gustin be the big screen's Flash? His response was only, "It happened on TV for 9 seasons." Okay, what's that got to do with, is he going to be the big screen's Flash? So you see there, where he's trying to put this out where it sounds like he's saying no, but he doesn't say no. In fact, he goes completely around giving an actual answer as to whether or not he could be or won't be. Where he does give a definitive answer with Robert Pattinson being Batman in the DCU, where he says no, because the guy said to him, in any form, including variants. So he's flat out saying no. So that's the thing. But it's the Christina Hodgson's crap that he's saying. Let's see that again, where he says, "I will only say anyone maligning Christina Hodgson's screenwriting skills has almost certainly never read an actual screenplay by Christina Hodgson." Well, yes, how could we? They're not available. And then says she's one of the writers who was with us early in the DCU planning stages. So when you're hearing that, it's like he's trying to defend this woman. The irony of everything he's saying is, you clearly don't understand who she is and what she can do. Like, you've never read one of her screenplays. Yeah, but we saw the movies that came from her screenplays, and they were fucking disasters. Like, you can't get around the fact that, oh look, Birds of Prey, what massive colossal bomb hated by everybody, critics included. You can't turn around and go, oh, she did great with The Flash, when it was an absolute colossal box office disaster and pretty much, at least on the fans' part, destroyed and hated. You can't say she's such a fantastic writer that no one can comprehend how great she is, when her latest script for the DCU or DCEU, which was Batgirl, was deemed so unwatchable it would have done catastrophic damage to the DC brand as a whole. So what exactly is he trying to say here? And again, as this article points out, like, is he trying to say the movies failed then because of the directors? Because if that's the case, you've hired Andy Muschietti to direct Batman Brave and the Bold. So, like, if you're saying The Flash was a disaster because of Andy Muschietti, why would you bring him on board then to direct Brave and the Bold? Not to mention, how could you say that that's the case when you've also said The Flash was the greatest superhero movie ever made? None of this makes sense. The guy needs to get off social media. He truly does. Just go away. Don't interact with people. Stop answering all the questions. Because the more you answer the questions, especially when they're as vague as, well, it happened on TV for 9 seasons, which isn't a yes, isn't a no, you're just going to keep adding and fueling speculation. So the best thing James Gunn can do is get the hell off social media and just focus on actually working and making the DCU great, which he can't do, especially if we're being told the reason we're getting what we're getting so far is because Christina Hodgson has been working with them from the beginning. So between her and Tom King, it's no wonder the thing is a bloody disaster. But what do you guys think? Do you think he should just get off social media? Do you think his vague responses are just fueling more speculation? And what the hell do you think about his defense for Christina Hodgson, who's done nothing but write failures for the DCU, or should I say DCEU at this stage? Let me know what your opinions are on all of this. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like, share, subscribe and all that good stuff. Hit the hype button, you know the drill. Cheers. and I'll catch you in the next one.